Don't move. He can't see us if we don't move.
Toyota, sponsors of the ITV movie premiere.
They call this a blowdown. But what happens when you get a hang-up?
Your heart sinks into your stomach.
Demolition. We take our cameras where they've never been before.
They just don't build them like that anymore.
That's Demolition, coming up in a few moments.
Simply the beginning.
All Officer John McClane wanted was to be back with his wife and kids. Tough luck.
Do you really think you have a chance against us, Mr. Cowboy?
Yippee-ki-yay.
Alan Rickman, Bruce Willis.
Go to the coast and get together, have a few laughs.
This Friday at 9, Die Hard.
Space? We've been there. Time. That's the new frontier. Physically traveling through time isn't possible. But with a time machine from Time Computers, you can go into the future. Imagine a whole book, encyclopedia, or even a movie on a single disc. And the internet is changing the way the next generation think, from looking at tomorrow's weather to banking and shopping. From here, we can see 1 billion years into the past. With a time machine, you can see into the future. Why buy an ordinary PC when you can buy a time machine from Time Computers?
Would you like to sit? Coffee.
Please.
Chrysler Voyager. Quality time.
Do I use it more? No. Has it gone up in value? No. Am I 18 again? No. Have I moved to a dodgy area? Has it suddenly turned into a sports car? Have I ever had an accident? No. So, am I happy my car insurance has gone up? No. What, did I phone Direct Line? Yes. Did I get a good deal? Yes. Would I like to be 18 again? Yes.
So for easy, low-cost motor insurance, better talk direct to Direct Line.
Always treat the customer's vehicle with care. Examine the vehicle with the customer and
give an honest
appraisal of the work required. Give a binding quotation. Inform the customer immediately of any complication or delays. And ensure that all completed work is checked.
By a technically qualified, Kwik Fit person. Very good, Darren. 10 out of 10. You can't get better than a Kwik Fit winner. We're the ones that trust.
Our new internet banking service can help you do your banking from home or the office. LloydsTSB.com. Your life, your bank.
Oh, I'm hungry. Oh, somebody feed me. I feel like I've been here for days. In this blistering heat.
I'll get you something to eat, okay? If you just shut up!
Feed me. You're too late. I've wasted away. Can't feel my legs, Sal.
Well, you won't want these in, will you?
No, Sal. I'll have them. Come on.
Cover yourself, Fab.
Batchelors Superb Noodles. I added the B myself.
Buy a time machine and get free software tokens worth up to £500 for your school to educate future generations.
I love you, baby. It's good to be in love. When you've got your eyes for each other, but nothing comes between you. I just want to hold you. Run my fingers through your hair.
Drop everything. Live Italian football. ITV2 every Sunday, 7:25.
ITV2 is a free new channel available on digital TV through an aerial and cable TV.
Demolition follows this bulletin from ITN.
Good evening. The headlines and what's ahead in the ITV Nightly News. The military coup in Pakistan is tonight attracting growing international condemnation. The country was thrown into crisis yesterday evening when the military stormed the television station and announced it had dismissed the government. Today the streets of the capital, Islamabad, were quiet. Britain and the United States have joined calls for democracy there to be restored speedily. All eyes are on the military chief, General Pervez Musharraf, tonight, who's shortly expected to lay out his plans for the future. We'll have the latest from Islamabad. Old enemies England and Scotland can look forward to meeting again. They've been drawn together in the Euro 2000 playoffs. The teams have a long history. They've met 108 times before. But it's a history sometimes tainted with hooliganism, as Andrew Simmons reports.
First to be drawn, Scotland. Then, who would have guessed it, although the smile was a giveaway? England. The oldest international fixture in the business, and Kevin Keegan seemed happy with it.
We won't underestimate the Scots, and there'll be two fantastic games. And if we look at Euro 96 and the game there, it was the most fantastic advert for football between the two nations.
Now, since then, we've played the world champions, the former world champions and the European champions, and there's never been more than a goal in it. So our guys are used to big occasions, they're used to the hype, and they're used to competing at the highest levels.
Police have already started a major operation to prevent trouble between England and Scotland supporters. They're hoping to repeat the security success of Euro 96. Passionate rivalry between the two sides goes back more than a century.
I think the rivalry is so ingrained and it's so deep and it means so much to the fans and so much to the players that each game sticks in the memory forever.
Like Euro 96, the demand for tickets will be colossal. Talks about allocation are already going on, with details to be announced on Friday. Andrew Simmons, ITN.
The family of a woman doctor who was strangled 5 years ago have won their battle to bring her killer to justice. A judge at the Old Bailey sentenced Anthony Diedrich today to life for stalking and murdering Dr. Joan Francisco. Her family fought a long campaign to convict Diedrich after he was initially released because police couldn't find enough evidence against him. The American Vice President Al Gore has tonight received a much-needed boost for his campaign for the White House. In the last hour, some of America's biggest trade unions have voted to back his presidential campaign rather than the one of his main rival, Bill Bradley. Mr. Gore still has to secure the official nomination of the Democratic Party. So join me for more on those stories and the very latest developments on the ITV Nightly News at 11.
Now on Carlton, what goes up must come down, eventually.
1996. India, Sheffield. And for the first time, our cameras will be at the very heart of the blast to record the moment known as blowdown.
We don't mind if we press the button and the block don't come down. If we hurt anybody, it's the end of the line.
Most buildings will come down if you put explosives in them, but whether it comes down where you want it to come down, causing no damage, no injury, that's a buzz for me, probably as much as the building coming down.
I've never felt like that sort of excited before as what I do when I'm doing this. Definitely better than sex. Better than any sex I've ever had.
Three towers on Norfolk Park Estate, Sheffield, and the controlled demolition group has moved in. It will be the biggest blast in Britain this year. This is known in the trade as a soft strip. The team is removing anything that's not concrete.
I went in December 1967. I'd been moved from slum clearance. I'd been able to choose my own flat. It was on the 4th floor. It overlooked Norfolk Park, and it was really lovely.
78-year-old Dora Crooks lived in this flat for 31 years. Once the soft stripping is done, it's time for the peckers, the machines that hammer through concrete. Non-supporting walls are being removed from the floors, which will contain explosives. This will help the towers collapse more easily. Holes are being drilled to house the explosives.
And how many floors are you putting explosives in?
4 floors. 4 floors we're doing with explosives.
Which floors?
We're doing ground, 4th, 8th and 12th.
And why are you only putting them on some floors?
I'm sorry?
Why are you only putting it on some floors?
Well, we're trying to use the minimum amount of explosives required to get the buildings down. And by removing it on removing the columns and walls on 4 floors, that's enough to get these buildings to topple over.
The preparation work will last 5 months.
You're terrible, you're vandals.
For a demolition man, the only thing that counts is getting a building down safely.
I don't think there is any higher priority than individual safety, whether it's employee or the general public. It's top of the list. No job is worth people being killed or injured.
1990 and controlled demolition bring down a power station in Plymouth.
Everything came down perfectly, and that was that. No reports of any damage. And just as we were getting ready to leave the site, we got a report that a member of the public had been hit by a piece of mud. And we assumed a piece of mud, it was like a splash out of a puddle or something.
In fact, following 3 days of heavy rain, the impact of the chimney had launched a 7-pound piece of mud over the 70-foot quarry wall. It flew 300 feet and hit a spectator in the back.
The upshot of it all was that he died. Very regrettable situation, but at the time unavoidable. It was something that I don't think could have reasonably been foreseen.
The official inquiry exonerated controlled demolition, though their insurers later paid compensation to the family. Since then, Charles Moran has helped introduce rules increasing the size of exclusion zones.
There's 2 ways you can deal with it. You can either pack the job in and walk away from it, or you can do something about the job and make sure it doesn't happen again. I like to think that we've contributed something towards the latter.
There have been more than 500 explosive demolitions in Britain in the last 10 years. 2 people have died. This is the conventional way to demolish a building. They're taking this tower block down floor by floor. It used to be 17 stories. This work is being done by conventional demolition man John Hall, but his next job is an explosive demolition, and he's nervous.
I've always been apprehensive. I've seen too many structures hang up in the past, and it's a terrible feeling when someone pushes the button and the explosion goes off and the structure doesn't come down. I've no worries whatsoever about this, but having seen 4 major hang-ups in my lifetime and had to be one of the guys going back and helping to recharge it, you can't help to, sometimes have you, until that thing's on the floor, I won't be happy.
For a demolition man, this is one of your worst nightmares. The hang-up.
For about 3 or 4 minutes, you stand there and look at it and think, well, come on, down. It was quite clear at the time that the buildings weren't going anywhere.
These tower blocks were being held up by what the plans showed as non-supporting walls. A hydraulic ram was called in to give the buildings a nudge.
And it was just a matter of just pushing one corner of the building and the whole thing collapsed as planned, really, albeit a little bit late.
John Hall is haunted by a series of hang-ups.
And it stayed there, just shook. So we threw all the sandwiches away, we took the champagne home with us, and it was an absolute disaster. Your heart sinks into your stomach. So you can imagine, as a young man, and having seen all these horror stories, there's no reason why I had any desire to become an explosives engineer.
The gas holder eventually came down, but after 4 hang-ups, John had seen enough of explosive demolition, until now. This is the test that faces John. In 48 hours, these 2 sugar silos in Essex will be blasted. At least, that's the plan. The team are checking the site.
They'll break and then they'll start to go, and then they start
and they'll
squatting down on themselves, but at the same time coming out. They're like a jar, aren't they? Yeah. There's nothing inside, so they will just flatten themselves.
You're going to get some rumble.
Like a clap of thunder, then nothing will happen. People go, it's all gone wrong, and all of a sudden you'll hear a crack, and then it will start going.
I mean, the last thing Phillips can do is undercharge them. You cannot, there's no way you want those bloody things to hang up.
Norfolk Park, Sheffield. 7 weeks before blowdown, and they're having a test blast to gauge how much explosive is needed. They're also testing whether this protective wrapping will contain the blast.
It's taken all the concrete out we wanted it to. It's not flown a significant distance. The protection's contained all the concrete inside. And that's ideal for us. That's exactly what we're looking for.
For nearby residents, it's just another noisy day in Norfolk Park.
Problems we've had while they've been demolition. There's been noise, hasn't it? Yeah. Which hasn't really affected me because I'm not one for staying in bed. I'm always up early in the morning. But there has been an occasion when I would have liked to lie in, but unfortunately, due to this, Monday to Friday, it's been impossible. We've had problems with people looking for scrap, but each time we've been on phone or if we've been disturbed, somebody's dealt with it straight away. There's always been somebody on site, haven't there?
Very good security
Very
man.
good security, very good security man. And explosives man's not too bad, actually. He can light my fuse any day.
Dawn, Sunday morning, Essex. In just 6 hours, this skyline will change forever. The sugar silos will be blasted at midday. Inside, the explosives engineer is checking that the detonation cord linking the 700 sticks of explosives is still in place. And John Hall is anxious.
If that one fails, then that hits it a second time, you see, on a delay. There's a delay further on there. There's one important design criteria.
Yeah.
Don't fuck with it. Make sure there's enough to bring it down.
Yeah.
Our cameras are in position to record the blast.
The worst time is probably a few seconds before someone presses that button. When that siren goes, and you know you're on the countdown, then I can't help being nervous.
One. Fire.
At Sainsbury's this week, there's 20% off French wines. Sainsbury's, making life taste better.
At B&Q, we buy big. You get this tough garden shed for the lowest price around, only £99. You can do it when you B&Q it.
Hi, kids.
New dress, £150. Ridiculously uncomfortable shoes, £70. French perfume, £49. Not being mum, at least for one night.
Wow.
Priceless. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's Mastercard. Accepted for everything, even home improvement.
Did you do that on our PC?
Yeah. You just hang onto disk.
If computers are all gibberish to you, get Computer Success Plus. Each week it takes you step by step through everything from Windows 98 to the internet, and every fortnight there's a full version CD-ROM. So if computing's all bang to you...
How did you do that?
Easy. You just click here.
Get Computer Success Plus. Issue 1 is £1.99 with 2 free CD-ROMs worth over £40.
How many people did you have under you? I see you have a firm grasp of figures. An interest in ornithology. Ornithology?
Bacardi Breezer. There's Latin spirit in every one.
Do you play golf?
Via, via. E tre fatti un bagno caldo. C'è un accappatoio azzurro. Fuori piove un mondo freddo. It's wonderful, it's wonderful, it's wonderful. Just look, my baby, it's wonderful. It's wonderful, it's wonderful. I dream of you, chips, chips.
It's investment trusts, the easy way for you to invest in the stock market. It's wonderful.
It's feeding time.
Did someone order the fish?
Deep blue sea.
Do I use it more? No. Has it gone up in value? No. Am I 18 again? No. Have I moved to a dodgy area? Has it suddenly turned into a sports car? Have I ever had an accident? No. So, am I happy my car insurance has gone up? No. What, did I phone Direct Line? Yes. Did I get a good deal? Yes. Would I like to be 18 again?
Yes.
So for easy, low-cost motor insurance, better talk direct to Direct Line.
At B&Q, we buy big. You get this Karcher pressure washer, the lowest price around. Only £79. You can do it when you B&Q it.
Three, two, one, fire.
For one moment, it looks like the silos aren't going anywhere. But this hover is actually quite normal, though not good news if you're a nervous demolition man.
If it had been over in 2 seconds, that would have been it. It would have been over and done with on the news tonight. But this way, we've got about 15 minutes coverage.
You're behind it, blowing.
What I said to you earlier on, you never know.
You're behind it, pushing.
Till it's down on the deck, you can't actually then...
Yeah.
5,000 miles from Essex, and it's the monsoon season in Ramagundam, central India. In 3 days' time, the town's power station will be the site of India's biggest ever explosive demolition. 2 cooling towers, 200 feet high, and a boiler house are due to be demolished, and it's causing some interest among the locals.
Why are you here? Okay? Not here. Away? Come. Okay. Helmet? No. Okay, over there
Dick
then.
Green of the Controlled Demolition Group has been called in to do the job, and he's a long way from home. One of his main challenges is health and safety, and they do things differently here.
This is a scaffold that we used to charge up, whereas in UK we'd have mobile towers or something. There was no chance over here, all they had was wood and rope. So it's going back a bit in time, but they built it up. This, here, okay, around this way. Okay, no problem. Just do it. Okay, wait, now. This, here. This corner? Okay. To me? Yeah, wait. This, here. No. We bring here, watch me. This, here, okay? Here. Just make sure you block the legs up enough so it's firm. Okay? Okay.
Dick is working with 2 colleagues from the UK, Wayne Winfendale and David Palmer.
How long have you been over here now?
We're over for 2 weeks, went home for a week, and then we've been back a week now. Mr. Green, he's been over 6 weeks. Nightmare.
They're using 1,000 sticks of explosives and 2.5 miles of detonating cord. But Dick's worried the heavy rain might affect the connections.
With the monsoon being here, there's been a lot of rain over the last 3 days, and it is a concern about the detonating cord getting damp. So we've taped the ends, we've taped the knots, we've cleared the water out of the holes, and we've plugged them, and that's all we can do. But the driving rain is still getting into the concrete.
But it would be nothing without a woman or a girl.
Back in Sheffield, 19-year-old Holly Bennett is charging the towers with explosives. She used to be part of Controlled Demolition's admin staff.
It was actually at this site 2 blocks 2 years ago, came down here. The excitement is unbelievable. And I was absolutely ecstatic, although I'd had nothing to do with it. And then I just said, well, I spoke to Mick Williams and says, I really want to do this. And because I was 17, and I'm female, I think it was a bit of a, yeah, okay kind of thing at first. Bit of a laugh for everybody.
The middle one's going first off.
But now she's training to be an explosives engineer and the only woman doing this work in Britain today.
Yeah.
sorted. I can't do the drilling because you do need brute force to do that, and it's something that I just haven't got. For charging the explosives, you don't have to be physically strong for that. But if you didn't have a bit of force behind you, you would run into problems because you have to be fairly fit to go up and down tower blocks several times a day.
Sit. Okay, down.
One day to blow down in Ramagundam, and to everyone's relief, it stopped raining. The explosives have been strategically placed so the towers will fall exactly where Dick wants them to fall.
And the way we do this is by attacking a certain percentage of the legs and the shell. When we set the explosives off, the tower will start tilting slightly in the direction that we've taken the legs away. After a while, the extra weight that's on the legs that are remaining will collapse those legs, and it gives it a twisting, a telescoping motion, which twists it in on itself, so it all falls generally within the circle of its base. You finished there, fellas? You finished that side?
Yeah, it's done.
Okay, do you want to walk around that way? Just check mine, make sure there's no that you can see that looks wrong, and I'll check yours in a sec. Okay.
You look at mine, I'll look at yours.
You show me mine, and I'll show you yours. Yeah. Right. And if you do find out wrong, don't dare say out in front of cameras.
With 15 hours to go, all the team has to do is wait and hope the rain holds off. After 6 weeks, this is Dick's last night in the local hostel.
Here you can see it's got air conditioning, which is a godsend when it's working, when the power's on, and it's also got a fan, so it's quite cool in the evening. Over here, you don't get loo rolls in toilets, you get stand-up toilets in most places, and it's basically what your left hand's for, and you get a bucket with some water to clean up after, so you never offer greetings or eat food with your left hand in India. So toilet roll, a godsend. We've got quite a good sufficient supply of that. I've got one there, I've also got one by the bed, just in case you get caught short when the deli belly comes upon you, it comes upon you quite quick, so you need to be able to grab it and run. During the week, I must say, I do wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning thinking, have I done this, will I do that? This needs doing, I wonder if that's going to turn up. Now it's a stage of, well, whatever we've done is done. There's nothing else we can do, so it's, as they say in here, the Muslims, inshallah. It's God willing, it will all come down.
It's 6 o'clock Sunday morning, and Ramagundam is getting ready for blowdown. 100 lookouts have been brought in to police the exclusion zone. People living nearby are being prepared for evacuation. And on the site, everything is under control. Almost. Dick and the team are checking the explosives and detonation cord are intact.
No problems at the moment. We've got 2 hours to go. Anything can happen in India within 2 hours, so we'll wait and see how it goes. Can we just move you out of the way, please?
How did you sleep last night?
I slept okay last night. I woke up at 2:30, but that's not a problem. I had 4.5 hours sleep, and then from there I was just thinking about getting up at 4 o'clock. Come on. Okay, just follow those 2 leads, fellas, and just check there's no kinks, bends, sharp angles, and it's connected nicely to the main.
1 hour before demolition, and Dick is ready to make the final connections that will bring down the towers with one press of a button. But he needs just one piece of information before blowdown. Is the area clear?
We must confirm it's clear before we fire. If any of you have got a radio that works, can you confirm by just saying yes that the area is clear for us to fire? Over. Just ask them if the area is clear. Mr. Carrero, Mr. HB, is the area clear?
Firing point to control point. Is the area clear? Please reply.
At 8 o'clock, Dick finally gets the all clear.
The area is clear.
Yeah? Yes. Okay, tell them 10 seconds to blow down.
10 seconds to blow down. Firing point to control point. 10 seconds to blow down.
Okay. Firing now!
Firing now!
Tell them
finished yet. Tell them everybody stay out of the area. Everybody stay out of the area.
20 minutes later, as planned, the boiler house is blasted.
Very proud. Oh, good job. The camera.
It's D-Day in Sheffield, the biggest blowdown in Britain this year. Dora Crooks is putting on a brave face.
I shan't weep, no, I shan't weep because I know tears are of no good. But I shall be sorry to see it go because, as I say, I had so many happy years there. Very, very happy years they were.
Controlled Demolition has got a 50-strong team on duty, and Dick Green, back from India, is about to rally the troops.
We've been here before, haven't we?
Get sleep out your eyes, 5 minutes, overalls on, helmets on. And we're buzzing. Get some white overalls on, George. Oh yeah. Or a van here, take it out to your position. You send your position, but it's outside the zone. Okay, don't leave it here, otherwise it'll get covered in crap.
The 30 lookouts leave the site to take up positions around the edge of the exclusion zone. 150 families have to be evacuated.
Good morning.
I'll be out in about half an hour.
Okay then.
Hi.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for my taxi.
Right, a taxi's not going to really get here because no cars are allowed in.
Oh, you're lying. Well, I'm not walking. I've just done a night shift from 8 o'clock last night right till 7 this morning.
Because of the exclusion zone, no vehicles can get in, you see. All the roads have been blocked off.
So, right, what am I supposed to do? All right, shut up.
Good.
As the zone is evacuated, information is fed to the control point, based in the nearby cemetery. From here, Dick Green is in contact with all the sentries. At midday, he'll be the one to give the order to fire.
Harry!
Holly Bennett is on a special evacuation mission.
Harry, no. Oh, come on. Come down. Really?
I hate birds. I've got a real thing that when they're flying at you and that, like they do with the pigeons up in the tower blocks.
No.
Didn't enjoy that one bit.
What are you doing next?
Evacuations. I suppose people will be easier than ducks. We don't have to put them in cages, do we?
In the shadow of the towers, Janet Hewitt is preparing to evacuate.
Roast beef was cut last night. So I've just left the juicers and I'll warm them through to make my gravy later. I've got my potatoes, my cauliflower and my swede. So I've just got a Yorkshire pudding to make when we get back. Correct. So we can have us dinner, what, 1 hour after coming back? Whenever. That's if we've got a cooker left. I'll get my shoes on now.
If you make it quick, fellas, you get up there and there's a field just round the corner, you get a right good view. Oh, yeah. Best view in Sheffield. You only have to be quick.
If anybody's forgot anything tough.
By 10:30, the exclusion zone has been completely evacuated.
Mrs. Crooks.
Alan Farmer, another ex-resident of the flats, is Dora's companion for the blast.
Stand down on bottom.
We've put a camera in Alan's kitchen to record the demolition. These are the windows of Dora and Alan's old flats. And this is the view from Janet's house. We've also positioned cameras on top of a tower, right in the path of where one of the towers will fall. And at the very heart of the blast, inside a floor charged with explosives. Controlled Demolition boss Charles Murnaghan is one of the last to leave the site, unreeling the detonation cord which links the explosives to the firing button. It's 5 minutes to blow down.
Bit of comfort for you.
You can feel it trembling.
Yeah, I know.
Everything is in place. 5 months of preparation are over. 3,000 holes are charged with 185 pounds of explosives. It's time for blowdown.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fire now.
Go straight upstairs, we'll sort us out upstairs. These are tears cause dusters in my eye, not because I'm crying.
The 3 towers have been reduced to rubble. There are plans for low-rise flats and houses with gardens to be built in their place.
Good job, mate.
Cheers, mate. Hold on.
Another 3 bite the dust.
Yeah, they're down. Good job, and it's come down well.
Look from behind where I was stood, it was brilliant, and we didn't get any dust.
I got the lot.
Yeah.
We got it.
Ah, you see.
I thought the cabins were going me when it come forward.
When you've been in the business 10 minutes like I have, you know these things.
Bet you can't believe it's gone. And what we're going to look at now? Been looking at that all day, every day, and I ain't got out. I think I'd rather have them stood there. Oh, it looks strange. Isn't it funny?
As I say, I just went cold. It just, I don't know. Just as though part of my life had gone.
Yeah.
Yes.
In a second like that, yeah?
Yes. Yes.
Strange, very weird. Really weird sensation.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh. Does anybody want a sandwich? That's all I can say.
I swear my heart stops when we're doing it, but then when you see them come down, you know that everything's all right. So, and they came down absolutely brilliantly.
It's still better than 6.
Well, I'm not quite sure. It's a completely different feeling, so I shouldn't be talking about this like somebody's listening. It's completely different, really, but it is just as exciting, if not more so.
She says it's better than 6.
Did she? No, she must have been with the wrong fellas.
After the break, the world condemns the Pakistan coup. Plus Euro 2000, England and Scotland square up for battle. Join me.
New Zealand take on Italy, and Wales clash with Samoa. Coverage starts tomorrow, 12:40 ITV.
Uniform have just arrested your wine merchant friend, Stephen Warrington.
Well, what's he done? It's a cussy booth, isn't it?
Now I'm going round in circles. I get no body, no more to say. Gotcha.
If the police were to find that filth on your computer, it wouldn't be my reputation anyone would worry about.
I did not kill Cassie Booth.
Richard E. Grant and Simon Callow star in the chilling conclusion to Linda LaPlante's Trial and Retribution 3.
I trusted you!
Thursday at 9 on ITV.
Could anyone else make a cleaner just like a Dyson? Well, 136 patents and patents pending protect the ideas on this latest machine, including its self-adjusting head, its brush control system, dozens of other advances. Not forgetting Dyson's unique dual cyclone itself. So if you're looking for something just like a Dyson, it's going to have to be a Dyson.
Buy your gas and electricity from British Gas, and you could be guaranteed cheaper electricity prices than your local supplier. Until 2002. A monster offer from British Gas. Call 0845 606 2002.
A computer confronts failure. Failure attacks. An opposing force neutralizes failure, reversing its energy, rendering its intentions useless.
Running the reliable Windows NT. The HP Vectra PC with Pentium 3 processor.
Now your dentures can feel clean all day. Introducing DayGuard from Fixident, our first tablet and bath system. First, place your dentures into the bath and release the power of DayGuard to get them 4 times cleaner. Then you lift the inner basket to help seal in the clean with the DayGuard barrier. This helps protect against plaque and odor-causing bacteria from morning till night. DayGuard from Fixident. Start cleaner, stay cleaner.
The new Ericsson T28. Small, intelligent, tasteful.
Are you getting the hit you need? You've got to try this. Airwaves, the amazing vapor release gum from Wrigley's. It tastes great and it bursts with fast-acting menthol and eucalyptus vapors that help your nose feel clear. The vapor goes on and on. Sugar-free Airwaves. The vapor hits you fast and lasts.
It's television's biggest night of the year.
Find out what you, the viewer, really thought of the programs you watched this year.
So what is the nation's favourite sitcom? Which soap did you rate #1? And what was the year's most gripping drama?
This is just great.
The 1999 National Television Awards, coming soon to ITV.
This is Carlton Television. Central News follows the latest from ITN.
World condemnation tonight after Pakistan's military coup. England v Scotland, the battle is on for a Euro 2000 place. Britain in Europe, Blair prepares tomorrow's campaign launch. And a badly needed boost for Al Gore's presidential ambitions.
From ITN, the ITV Nightly News with Dermot Murnaghan.
Good evening. The military coup in Pakistan has been attracting condemnation from around the world. Britain and the United States have joined calls for democracy there to be speedily restored. All eyes are on the Army Chief, General Pervez Musharraf. He's expected to make an announcement on the future of Pakistan tomorrow. But despite the upheaval, Pakistan itself is set to be calm and eerily quiet. Our Foreign Affairs editor, Robert Moore, is there.
Tonight, all of Pakistan is still waiting for information from the country's new military rulers, who have been silent all day, not even visible within the government compound. We could glimpse this afternoon the occasional movement of troops, but the military are keeping a low profile. This is a coup that was prepared in secrecy, and even today is being consolidated behind closed doors. The only visible reaction came from those who supported the army's move, those who claimed the elected government was destabilizing Pakistan. The army had moved after dusk yesterday with startling speed, seizing control of key government buildings throughout the country. General Musharraf, who seized control when the Prime Minister attempted to sack him, had earlier delivered a dramatic nationwide address.
Dear brothers and sisters, your armed forces have never and shall never let you down, inshallah.
He turned on his Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif and placed him under arrest in a move that undermines all talk of the rule of law. Tonight, the streets of Islamabad remain largely deserted as the coup leaders continue to plot behind closed doors. The key question for General Musharraf now is whether to hand over token power to an interim civilian government or whether to build the foundations of a new military dictatorship. Robert Moore, ITN, Islamabad.
They're calling it the Battle of Britain. England and Scotland are drawn to play each other in the Euro 2000 playoffs. The old enemies have a long history. They've met 108 times before. But police, aware that it's a history tainted with hooliganism, are already drawing up security plans. Bill Neely watched the draw.
In a seat he never wanted to be in front of a trophy England have never won, Kevin Keegan watched anxiously as the names of 8 countries were packed into balls, and the first one was chosen.